welcome. Thank you for joining me for today's Yoga Sculpt workout. If you're new to Yoga Sculpt, it is basically exactly like what it sounds like. It's a combination yoga, strength, and then some high intensity cardio thrown in there. So sort of best of both worlds. Get some yoga and you get a good workout in. So for today's workout, you're going to need a lighter set of dumbbells and a heavier set of dumbbells. So I have 5 pounds and 8 pounds, but if you only have one set, you're good. You can work with what you have. And if you have a yoga block, go ahead and grab your yoga block. We will use this for a few exercises, but it's not necessary if you don't have one. You can still do the exercises without the block. And then have some water close by. I won't necessarily cue breaks, so when you feel like you need to drink water, stop, grab a drink of water. If you need a little break, you can come down to your knees or you can walk around on your mat. Just don't come down into child's pose. We don't want your head below your heart. And then join back in when you're ready, or with the luxury of this workout being filmed, hit pause, take your little break, and then restart the video to join us for the rest of class. Okay, so we're going to start today's Yoga Sculpt workout in a child's pose or any comfortable resting posture that sounds good to you. So if you're joining me in child's pose, come to the back of your mat. From a kneeling position, bring your big toes to touch. Sit your hips back onto your heels and crawl your fingertips forward. Bring your forehead down to the mat and just take 3 big cleansing breaths here. So a deep, full inhale through your nose. Bring in breath until you feel like you cannot take in another sip. And with an open mouth, exhale, empty out completely. Take 2 more rounds of that breath here at your own pace, just being sure to fill up completely and to empty completely. We will be using open mouth inhales and exhales throughout class today, as our heart rate will be getting up pretty high. We don't want to keep our lips sealed. We want to be able to breathe in as much oxygen as we can. With your next inhale, go ahead and come up to all fours, tabletop pose. And then walk your hips back, or your knees back, rather, just a little bit underneath or back from your hips. We're going to take some hip circles. So start drawing right hip to right heel. As you exhale, come back, left hip to left heel, and then circle it forward and then back again. Just finding any movement that feels good here as you draw these circles. And if you don't want your circles so big, you can step your knees back underneath your hips. And then this time, as we come back to our starting point, we're going to switch directions. So drop right hip to right heel, come around, and then circle towards the left. Stretching your arms, your upper back, your low back. And then go ahead and come back into a neutral tabletop pose, getting ready for spinal balance. With an inhale breath, extend your right leg straight back out of your right hip. Flex those right toes back towards your knee. Drop your outer right hip. Extend your left arm. Reach between your fingertips and your heel. And with an exhale, tuck, round, and curl. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tuck, round, and curl. Inhale, lengthen, keeping that low back nice and flat, belly button pulled back towards your spine. Exhale, tuck, round, and curl. Let's flow through 2 more rounds here. Inhale, find as much length in that backside body as you can. And exhale, draw that knee in even closer to your nose. Inhale, lengthen. Last time, exhale, tuck around and curl. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, bring your left hand underneath your left shoulder. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, right knee to right tricep. Inhale, extend. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Inhale, extend, press through the heel. Exhale, right knee, right tricep, waking up the side body. 2 more. Inhale, extend. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Inhale, lengthen. And this time as you exhale, right knee into right tricep, bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand and scooch your left leg back for lizard pose. Go ahead and walk your hands over to the left. And we're going to come into some wide push-ups here. So take an inhale. Exhale, lower your chest towards the mat. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press. And we're here for 5, 4, 3. Keep your chest nice and long. Last 2. Should feel a nice opening in the right hip here. And 1. Come back up. Walk your hands back over to center. Tuck your left toes. Inhale, lift your right leg high. 3-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Go ahead and take some pedals. First downward facing dog of the day today. And then go ahead and gaze back towards your left shin. Now that our right side body is awake, go ahead and reach your right hand back for your left shin or ankle. Gaze under your left shoulder. Bend your right elbow over towards the right side of your mat. Continue to hollow your belly and give a good press into that left hand. 1 more inhale. Exhale, release. Downward facing dog. Go ahead and come back down to your knees. We're going to repeat that on the other side. So spinal balance. Inhale, extend your left leg straight back out of your left hip. Extend your right arm. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, tuck around and curl. Bird dog. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tuck around and curl. Press your left fingertips into the mat to find stability. And imagine that you're moving through mud as you draw knee to elbow, elbow to knee. 2 more, slow and steady. Finding as much length as you can as you extend and drawing that knee in as close to your nose as you tuck around and curl. 1 more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring that right hand underneath your right shoulder. Take an inhale, press through your left heel. Exhale, left knee to left tricep. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, bend your knee. Tap that left knee above your left elbow. Inhale, lengthen, extend. And exhale, tap left knee to left elbow. 2 more. Inhale, lengthen and extend. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, lengthen, press through the left heel. And this time, exhale, left knee to left elbow. Set your left foot down on the mat, lizard pose. Walk your right knee back. Right toes tucked or untucked. Walk your hands out to the right. And we're going to come into those lizard push-ups again. So find length along your spine, chest up towards your chin, and then lower and press up to lift. That's 1. Give me 4 more. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Come back up. Walk your hands back to the center of your mat. Tuck your right toes. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Left leg lifts. Exhale, downward facing dog. This time taking the twist to the right. Lift your left hand off the mat as you give your right hand a good press. Reach for your right calf, shin, or ankle. Gaze underneath your right shoulder. Pull your left elbow over to the left side of your mat and lift your hips just a little bit higher in this side body twist. 1 more inhale, find even more length, and exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take a few pedals of the feet here. Inhale, gaze forward, and exhale, step your feet, top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, Tadasana, mountain pose, fingertips overhead. And exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, plant your palms, step back, high plank, top of a push-up. First time in high plank today, shoulders over wrists. Press your fingertips into the mat, spread all 10 fingers nice and wide. Pull your belly button back towards your spine, press through your heels, and let's go with slow mountain climbers. Right knee, left elbow, left knee, right elbow. Continue here with your own pace, doing your best to tap that knee above your elbow. At any time you want to increase the pace, you can step it up, running, driving opposite knee to opposite elbow. Let's be here for 10, just 9, 8, 7, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, bend your knees, belly to your thighs, and step or float, fingertips, toes behind fingertips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. And inhale, rise, Tadasana, mountain pose. Draw your tailbone down, catch your breath. Drop your shoulders into their sockets as you exhale, and as you inhale, gaze up towards your fingertips. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your palms, step back, high plank, top of a push-up. This time, right knee taps the outside of the right tricep, left knee taps the outside of the left tricep. So a spider plank, keeping your upper body nice and steady, using those obliques to draw knee to elbow. Option to continue at this pace, or if you'd like to take it up a notch, hop as you come through center. Little spider hoppers as you tap that knee above the elbow. And we're here for 8, 7 more each side, 6, 5, last 3, final 2, and 1. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take an inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, gaze towards your fingertips. Exhale, bend your knees and step or float feet to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise, Tadasana, mountain pose. And exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, halfway. Exhale, plant your palms, step back, high plank, top of a push-up. Right toes tap to the right, left toes tap to the left. Tap right, center, left, center. Continue to draw your belly button back towards your spine. Keep your hips in line with your shoulders, not higher. Option to jump it out into plank jacks. Here for 10. Last 5, 3, 2, and 1. Downward facing dog. Stay for the inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, gaze towards your hands. Exhale, bend your knees, empty your belly, step your feet, empty your breath rather. Step your feet behind your hands, forward fold. Go ahead and grab either set of weights here. I'm gonna grab my 8s, it's up to you. We're gonna be doing some squat work and come into chair pose. So sit your hips back, weight in your heels. You can have your feet hip width distance apart. Just make sure that your knees are tracking over your toes, or you can have big toes in together to touch. Lift your chest, press those weights together at heart center. Ground your left foot tap your right toes out. Come back through center, ground your right foot, tap the left toes out, and let's continue here. Maybe you can sit just a little bit lower. I know you can. Gaze down to make sure you can see your toes in front of your knees, and then continue to shift your gaze forward like you're looking at me and I'm looking at you, keeping your chest lifted. Continue to press those dumbbells in together. Here for 8. Last 7. Sit a little bit lower for the final 5. Last 4. 3. And we're going to pulse in 2. And 1. Bring it back to center and pulse. Squeeze your glutes. Press the dumbbells together. Here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Opposite knee to opposite elbow in 1. Squat, twist. Opposite knee, opposite elbow. Last 8. Final 4. 3, 2, and 1. Weights back to heart center. Forward fold. Leave the weights off to the side of your mat. Plant your palms. Step back, high plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Ground your left foot. Inhale, extend your right leg straight back out of your right hip. Exhale, right knee. Right tricep, lift above your knee. Lift above your elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to nose, tiger pose. Hug your right thigh up into your belly and draw your knee to your nose. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, right knee, left tricep. Hold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left foot or your right foot next to your right thumb. Grab your weights and inhale, come up. Crescent lunge. Hands at heart center. Bend your back knee. Guide your right hip back, left hip forward. Take an inhale breath. Bring your dumbbells to your shoulders. Exhale, lunge. Press your arms overhead and lift. Lower and press. Lift through center. Lower and lift. Inhale through center. Really pressing into that front right heel. Keeping your shoulders stacked directly over your hips. Last 8 here. Doing our best to keep our balance. Our feet are like railroad tracks, not walking a tightrope. So if we need to make the adjustments, bring your feet hip width distance apart for these last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back up to crescent. Bring the weights through heart center. Pivot onto your front right toes. And we're going to do some wide rows here with those back left toes either as a kickstand or elevated. Palms face back. Draw your elbows up to your side body. Lift your left heel just a little bit higher. Keep your chest drawing forward. Squeeze those shoulder blades in towards one another at the top. Last 4. Press all four corners of that right foot into the mat for your final 3, 2, and 1. Step back into a low lunge. Leave the weights down at the side of your mat. Come up into your crescent lunge. And it's time for some cardio for Heisman's. We're gonna drive the left knee up as we run our arms. So again, my chest is long. I'm gazing out in front of me. Sit back into your right heel. Let's keep going. 15 more seconds here. You can go a little faster. Bet you can. Your right glute should be on fire. Last 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, windmill your palms. 3-legged dog, lift your right leg. Scorpion tail, open up that right hip. Bend your right knee, stack it on top of your left, and draw any circles with your right ankle, right knee, right hip. And come back to downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Starting to get real. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, bend your knees. Empty your breath and step or float to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Grab your weights. Inhale, back to chair pose. Knees in together, knees tracking over the middle toes. Extend the dumbbells down by your side, tap them to the floor, and come up to stand. Keep your chest lifted. So if you hunch, then lower the weights as low as you can before your low back curls. Otherwise, come along with me. Squeeze your buns at the top. Exhale, lift and squeeze. Inhale, lower. Here for 8. Last 3. Final 2. And 1. Bring the weights back to heart center and pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5. Sit back in those heels. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to our knee drive. Squat, opposite knee, opposite elbow. Here for 8. Last 5. Final 3, 2, and 1. Squat and hold for 8. A little bit lower. I know it's burning. 7, 6, 5. That's your body getting stronger. 3, 2, 1. Forward fold, release. Leave the weights off to the side. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, high plank, top of a push-up. Inhale, gaze forward, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Lift it as high up towards that shoulder as you can. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to nose, tuck round and curl as you hug that thigh up in towards your chest. Knee touches your nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left knee, right tricep. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step your left foot up by your left thumb. Grab your weights, bring them to heart center, come up. Crescent lunge. Bend that back knee, organize your hips. Press into your left heel to draw your left heel back. Press your right hip forward. Straighten through the right leg. Bring the weights out to 90 degrees. Take an inhale. Exhale, hover, chest fly. Inhale, open. Exhale, fly. Inhale, straighten and open. So squeeze the muscles in your chest as you bring your elbows together, and then hug your shoulder blades together as you open up. Keeping a 90-degree bend in the elbows. And how low can you get that back right knee to the mat? Slow strength work here. Chest, upper back, left glute, right glute. We're going to squeeze both glutes as we come up to stand. We're here for 4. Last 3. Final 2. And 1. Inhale back up. Bring the weights to heart center. Bend into that back right knee. Come up. Warrior 3. Keep your palms facing in towards one another. Lift. Woo! And if you fall, that's okay. Come back up. Lift that back heel. And with those palms facing one another, we're going to do narrow rows. And if you can't find your balance today, like I seem to be having trouble doing, just bring those back toes down to the mat. And then maybe try again. And we're here for 8. Brush the side body with the elbows. Final 6. Last 4. 3, 2, and 1. Bring the weights to heart center. Step the right toes back. Go ahead and release the weights down to the mat. Weight is in that left heel. Coming into Heisman's. Drive the right knee forward. Keep your chest nice and long. We're here for 8. Last 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, windmill your palms. 3-legged dog. Left leg lifts. Turn the left toes out towards the left. And then bend the knee, scorpion tail. Drawing any circles with that left leg. With the ankle, the knee, the hip. Back to 3-legged dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward to plank. And exhale, slowly lower all the way down to your belly. Make sure that your weights are off to the side. And if you have that block, now's a great time to grab it. Well, actually, now is the time to grab it. So we're going to be doing a variation of Locust Pose here with the block. So extend the arms out, lift the legs, bring the block behind your back with the right hand, find it with the left, and then bring it forward. So continue lifting your upper body off of the mat. Pull your belly button back towards your spine. Can you lift your chest? Your low ribs just a little bit higher. We're going to go 2 more in this direction. Keeping your gaze forward. 1 more in this direction. Really pull your belly button back towards your spine. And now we're going to switch directions. So whichever direction you went to start, we want to go opposite. Hand back for block. And then lengthen, re-extend. We're here for 5 more passes. Keep it even. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Maybe lift your heels just a little bit higher. Draw your tailbone back to the backs of your knees. Last 2. Okay, so my entire backside body's on fire. It's a good thing. It means we're strengthening it. And last 1. Go ahead and drop that block. Come up onto your palms. Come up onto your knees. And we're going to come back onto our back for some core work. So go ahead and roll down. Extend your legs long. Bring your arms out. Block can be in your hands if you have it. And with control, roll down to lying on your back, one vertebra at a time. Bend your knees, bring them into your chest, and place that block on the soles of your feet with your legs straight up the wall. If you don't have the block, just imagine that you have the block. So hands can be at your low back as we lift and lower, very small movement, or fingertips behind your ears, head, neck, and shoulders off the mat as we come into little, tiny reverse crunches. Exhale as you lift your chest and the backs of your hips off the mat. Inhale as you come back down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Let's do 6 more. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep your legs up. Left hand to the outside of the right foot, back through center. Exhale, right hand to the outside of the left foot. I'll turn this way so you can see, working in to our obliques. Slow and controlled movement. Flexing all 10 toes back towards your knee. Last 4. Final 3. Just 2 more. And 1 more. Bend your knees. Bring them into your chest. And then go ahead and put your block off to the side. Now bring your feet about max width distance apart. We're going to come into some penguins, so peel your head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat. Gaze stays lifted. Left hand to the outside of the left foot. Right hand to the outside of the right foot. Keep your low back pressed into the mat. And how close to your toes can you bring those fingers each time you crunch? Remember to keep your gaze up, and if the back of your neck hurts, just bring the opposite hand to the back of your head. Here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, go ahead and hug your knees in towards your chest. Release your head, neck, and shoulders onto the mat. Go ahead and tabletop your knees. We're going to come into some bicycle crunches. Take an inhale, head, neck, and shoulders come off the mat. Fingertips are so light behind your ears that your elbows are open wide and you can't see them in your peripheral vision. Exhale, right shoulder towards the direction of the left knee. Inhale through center. Exhale, opposite direction. Be sure that your low back stays pressed into your mat. Remember, no pulling on your head, and keep those elbows open so wide that you can't see them in your peripheral vision. Here for 8. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug your knees into your chest, cross your ankles, rock and roll the length of your spine about 3 times, and come up to a high plank after the 3rd time. So plant your palms, jump or step your feet back. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And hold, drop your left hip to the mat. Continue pulling your collarbones open, stretching out the left side body. Inhale, back through center. And then exhale, drop your right hip. Continue pulling your shoulder blades together, collarbones wide, center, and downward facing dog. Walk your hands back towards your feet. We're gonna get ready for our first cardio burst here. with some high knees. Now you can run it to the top of your mat and back, or you can stay in place, your choice. Just make sure to get those knees up high, break the line of your hips. Let's get them a little bit higher for these last 10 seconds. 505, 3, 2, and 1. Turn and face the long edge of your mat for jumping jacks. Feet out wide, arms overhead. Oh my God, I'm flinging sweat everywhere. Again, we're going to be on this exercise for 30 seconds. Last 10. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, knees, or rather, front kicks. So hand to the insides of your ankles, knees out to the side. Last 10. Back to jumping jacks in 4, 3, 2, 1. This time let's do cross jacks. So cross your feet, cross your arms. Here for 10. 5, 3, 2, and 1. All right, if you need to take a break, go ahead and walk it around a little bit. Otherwise, inhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Exhale, palms to heart center. One more time. Inhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your palms, step back, high plank, top of a push-up. Tap right hand to left shoulder, bring your palm back, left palm to right shoulder. And continue here, tapping, remembering to have your legs work, squeeze your quadriceps, lift your kneecaps, hold yourself steady. No swaying side to side. Here for 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come down to your forearms, hold that forearm plank. Shoulders and hips in a line. Pull your elbows back, draw your chest forward. Lift your right heel, lower and left. Inhale as you lower, exhale as you lift. Squeeze your glute and think about drawing that heel up as high as you can. Pull your belly button back to your spine. Here for 6, last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press back up to your palms. Vinyasa with a chaturanga, or meet us in downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale. Lift your hips a little higher as you exhale. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step or float to the top of your mat. Remember, if you float, to land without making noise. Grab your weights, come up into a chair pose, and we're gonna pulse. Little pulses. Squeeze your glutes. Press the weights together. Relax your shoulders down into their sockets. Here for 8. Last 6. 4, 3, 2, 1. Forward fold, weights off to the sides of the mat. Inhale, actually put them off to your right side, left side. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant your palms, step back, high plank, top of a push-up. Inhale, forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, extend your right leg high. Exhale, step your right foot through, low lunge. Go ahead and grab your weights. Bring them up to heart center, crescent lunge. Open it up, warrior 2. So elbows bent, arms out, heel to arch alignment. Drop your shoulders down into their sockets. Option just to bring the weights to your shoulders. Otherwise, hold them out. And then we're gonna go ahead and drop the weights in front of our hips. Inhale, straighten the right leg, bicep curl. Exhale, bend the right knee. Lengthen the weights towards your mat. Inhale, squeeze the inner thigh as you come up. Exhale. Inhale, lower. Exhale, like you're trying to pull your right ankle, right heel towards the inside of your left foot. So pin your elbows into your side. How slow can you lift those dumbbells, and how slow can you lower them? Last 3. Final 2. And last one. Come back up to warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior. Left fingertips walk down the left leg, right hand lifts, and then we're going to come into some oblique crunches. So, extended side angle, right elbow to right knee, and then lengthen your right arm, reverse warrior or peaceful warrior. Now, if you want to step it up, you can press that left arm up out of your left shoulder as you come in to your extended side angle. So working the right obliques. Give me 3 more. I know that right quad, right glute are on fire. The last 2. And final rep. Hands through heart center, come back to warrior 2. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, I'm gonna turn and face you guys, horse pose. So heels in, toes out, and we're gonna bring the palms to the heart, and we're gonna come up, press, and lower. Press, and lower. So my outer knees are tracking out in line with my pinky toes, and I'm pressing those dumbbells sort of off at an angle, so almost like a star pose as I come up, and then horse as I come down. Last 4, holding that horse pose in 3, finding horse pose in 2, 1 more rep here, and come down into horse pose. Flip your palms up, server rows, press your palms forward, hug your elbows back, press your palms forward, hug your elbows back. Nice flat back, like you're up against a wall. Serve the tray. Keep your chest and your shoulders back for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands to heart center, come up, open it up, warrior 2, pivot your chest towards your right knee, release your palms, high plank, and flow through your vinyasa or come into downward facing dog. All right, I'm gonna do the other side. So inhale, gaze forward, exhale, empty out, bend your knees, and spring off your toes as you step or float to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold, grab your dumbbells. Come back into some squats. Sit low, buns back, and let's tap right, tap left, tap right, tap left. So that supporting leg does not move. That glute is fired up as I tap my toes out to the side. I am breathing heavy. I hope you are too. Last 8 each side. I know it's a lot. You can do it. Don't doubt yourself. Press the dumbbells together at heart center. Final 4, 3, 2, and 1. Each side. Drop the dumbbells down by your side. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Press through your heels. Squeeze your glutes as you come up to stand. Here for 8. Just 7 more. Last squats of the class. 6. Final 4. 3. Keep the knees pressing in together. 2. And 1. Weights to heart center. Last 8 pulses. Just 6. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Forward fold. Bring the dumbbells off to the left side, right side of your mat. Sorry, I'm mirroring you guys. Step back, high plank, top of a push-up. Bring your right elbow to where your right palm was, left elbow to left palm back to where your left elbow was, and right palm back. Switch sides, lower left, press up left. Right hand comes back directly underneath the right shoulder, and continue to switch sides. Squeeze your quadriceps. Imagine that you're squeezing that yoga block between your inner thighs. As a matter of fact, if you have that yoga block, grab it and bring it between your inner thighs just to fire up those muscles. 4, 3, 2, and hold your forearm plank, hip dips. Right hip to the right, back up to center, left hip to the left, center, dip, center, dip. So all my movement is from my belly button area, not compromising my low back here. Keep your chest drawing forward. Imagine that you're pulling your elbows back towards your toes. Really fire up the muscles in your arms, your chest, and your core. Last 3 each side. Final 2. And last 1 each side. Come up to high plank and downward facing dog. Always have the option to do a chaturanga there if you'd like. Inhale, extend your left leg, and exhale, step your left foot between your hands. Grab your dumbbells, come up to Crescent Lunge, and open up to Warrior 2. So elbows bent, palms facing up. And then this time, we're gonna bring the weights down by our side, palms facing each other. You know what, you guys, I'm gonna turn and face you on this side so you can see it. So my palms are facing in, and it's a hammer curl as I straighten into my left knee. So again, if you want to make this a little bit harder, say your weights aren't heavy enough, grab the bottom of your dumbbells so that you have a lot of space between your hands and the top of the dumbbell. Continue to pull your left heel back towards your right inner arch and pull your right inner arch forward towards your left heel to really fire up your inner thighs. We're here for 6. Keep those elbows pinned to your side. How low can you go? How hard can you squeeze as you come up? Final 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, peaceful warrior, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Bend that left elbow. Bring it to the inside of your left knee. Option to straighten that right arm. Let's flow, dancing warrior. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, oblique crunch. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, crunch. Now hug your outer hips in. Guide your tailbone down and keep your back safe by squeezing your front left quadricep and your back right quadricep. I'm pressing as hard as I can into the pinky edge side of each foot. We're here for 3. Final 2. And 1 more. Come back to warrior 2. Hands to heart center. Heels in, toes out. Open it up. Star pose. And exhale. Horse pose. So press your outer knees. Again, out towards your outer foot. Come up onto your toes if you can. And then we're going to do some shoulder lifts. So elbows stay at 90 degrees as I bring my palms together and as I lift my elbows in line with my shoulders. Squeeze your glutes and tuck your tailbone under. Lift your pelvic floor. Pull your belly button back towards your spine. We're here for just 6. You've got this. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands through heart center. Open up. Star pose. I'm going to turn back this direction. Open it up. Warrior 2. Hands through heart center. Pivot. Release the weights. Just bring them off to the top of your mat. Step back. High plank. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, gaze back. Walk your fingers back towards your toes. And we're going to come into our final cardio set before we begin to stretch it out. So this time we're going to start with a combination of high knees and front kicks. So opposite hand, opposite knee, opposite hand, opposite foot. So this can be walked or you can run it just a little bit faster. Last 10, 8, 6, 3, 2, and 1. Come to the center of the long side of your mat. Coming into lateral lunges, opposite side, alternating. So if you really want to take it up a notch, hop up as you come through center and sit back in that heel as you come back into, I'm going to turn and face you guys, that lateral lunge. I'm kind of running out of space. Hopefully you have more space than I do. Otherwise, step, lunge. Sit way back into that back heel. Wherever you're at, we're here for 8. Let's hop it, guys. Last 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, come to the front of your mat. We're gonna end with a bang. We're gonna end with everybody's favorite, burpees. Hop up, jump back, up, plank, jump back, hop. Going for 30 seconds, we should be able to get between 10 and 12. Last 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Go ahead and inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, palms to heart center. Uttanasana. Forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms. Flow through your Vinyasa. Meet me in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg, and just like we did at the beginning of class, exhale, right knee, right tricep, step your right foot up to the outside of your mat, lizard pose, walk the left toes back, surrender the left knee, and you can stay up on your palms, or if you feel like your heart rate has come down enough, go ahead and surrender down to your forearms. Check in with the alignment of your middle toes and your right knee. So if your right knee is opening to the right, like mine is, just pivot on your right heel and make sure that your right toes track in line with your right knee. So you can stay here in this stretch for your hips, or if you'd like to take it just a tad deeper and come into a quadricep stretch for the left, come up onto your palms, palms directly underneath the shoulders. Kick your left heel into your glute and reach your right hand back for the outside of your left foot. This is Corkscrew Pose, so imagine peeling open into your corkscrew as you guide that left heel in towards your glute. Just opening up that left quadricep, the front of the left leg. We did work our quadriceps quite a bit. And then when you're ready, bring your hands down to the inside of that right foot and toe heel your right foot across the mat for Pigeon Pose. So for Pigeon Pose, think of a 7 rather than a straight L with your right knee and your right hip. Come up onto your fingertips, gaze back over your right shoulder, which guides your right hip back and your left hip forward, and then go ahead and come down into your expression of half pigeon here. So either up on your forearms, or you can begin to surrender your upper body down. And as you do, I want you to guide that right hip back and guide your left hip forward. And notice how your torso kind of lengthened in your belly area And then go ahead and surrender into your pigeon. Allow your breath to slow. Begin to quiet your mind. And on your next inhale, go ahead and come up to your palms. Surrender the weight onto your right hip. Extend your left leg out long. And bring the sole of your right foot to the inside of your left leg. Getting ready for Janu Shirshasana, so hamstring stretch. Pivot your torso, your chest towards those left toes. Flex your left toes back towards your chest. Extend your arms long. And then hinge forward as you reach for your left knee, your left calf, your left ankle, or your left foot. So notice how my right shoulder peeled up towards my right ear. Just guide your right shoulder down and in line with your left. Lengthen your low back. Maybe you bend that left knee a bit and then straighten and surrender. Guiding those slow, steady breaths into your left hamstring. Give your right quad or your left quadricep a squeeze to stretch a little bit deeper. And then inhale, come up, cross your ankles, and meet me in downward facing dog. Our final down dog of our class today. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, left knee, left tricep, hug it in, and then release it to the outside of the left hand. Scooch the right knee, right toes back. Untuck the right toes if that feels good. Grow your chest forward, draw your tailbone back, and then check in with that left knee. If it's splaying out towards the left, pivot on your left heel, left toes out in line with the left knee, and then come down into that lizard pose. So we should feel a really nice opening in the front of both hips, maybe even a little pinching or some sensation in the left hip as we stretch the hip flexor. And then this is the time of class when sometimes those thoughts of what's to come begin to creep into our mind. And the best thing we can do is not try to block the thoughts. I don't think that that's possible. But to completely stay present and just give ourselves these last few minutes of class, think of your mind as having two open doors, and the thoughts come in one door and just let them pass and exit through the other door. So don't serve them tea, don't invite them in. Just continue to focus on your breath and allow the thoughts to come in and out. So if you took corkscrew on the other side, come up to your palms. Keep your right palm underneath your right shoulder. Kick your right heel in towards your glute and reach your left hand back for the outside edge of that right foot. So as you continue to guide your right heel in towards your glute, you're stretching into the front of your right hip. And then loop your shoulder blades open, gaze up. And if you want a deeper stretch, you can pull that right heel in towards your hips just a bit more. Remember, the twist is from above the belly button. Don't want to wrench our low back. And then gently release the right foot. Bring the left hand to the outside of the left knee, and then walk your left foot across for Pigeon Pose, knowing that if you prefer to come into Pigeon from Downward Facing Dog, then come into Pigeon from Downward Facing Dog. All right, make our adjustments. Draw the left hip back, right hip forward. Make sure you have that space between your left hip and the mat, and then go ahead and surrender down into half pigeon. Slow your breath. And then think about where you can soften. Are you clenching in that left hip? Maybe think about guiding your breath into that left hip. Are your shoulders tight? Can you relax your shoulders? Can you relax the corners of your mouth? And then when you feel even, go ahead and come up to your palms. Shift your weight to your left hip. Carefully extend your right leg long. Sole of the left foot to the inner right thigh. Reach the arms long. And then surrender into your hamstring stretch. Flex the toes back towards the knees. Loop the shoulders down into their sockets. Squeeze that right quadricep. Stretch the hamstring. And then slowly come up. Extend both legs long or keep the soles of your feet on the mat. Extend your arms. And slowly, with control, using your core, roll back onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest, a little rock side to side. And if there's any postures that we didn't take in our cool down that you'd like to take here, maybe dead bugs or a twist, go ahead and take those now. Otherwise, curl yourself up into a tight, tiny little ball. Deep inhale, open mouth, exhale as you surrender into Shavasana, taking this much deserved time for yourself here. You worked hard. Take these few moments before you step off your mat just to rejuvenate, give back to yourself, and then you'll be able to face the day even stronger when you step back out into the world. So since this class is recorded, you have the option of pressing pause here and continuing in Shavasana for several minutes. If you're ready, go ahead and wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Extend your arms long overhead as you stretch your toes forward. And begin to bend your knees. Draw your heels in towards your hips as you roll onto your right side in a supported fetal position. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, go ahead and press into that left palm. Come up to a cross-legged seat. Bring your palms together at heart center. Thanking yourself for showing up on your mat today, taking this time for yourself. And then inhale your thumbs to your third eye center, your center of knowledge and intuition. And I want to thank you for practicing with me. Have a fantastic day, a great rest of your week. Namaste.